So I want to chime in on what's been happening in the market lately, as we see a lot of things are up. And for those of you who have been around and joining us in the live sessions, you definitely know. So just want to thank the community for showing up. And yeah, well, we can see Banker. Let's go over a few tokens I've been watching. Banker had a really nice move. It's pretty much up 50, 60, maybe even 70%, depending on when you got in. And it's looking really nice. So I wouldn't say now's a bad time to take some profits. But if you look at the chart, we're not even close to my targets. Yes, I do have another buy zone a little lower, and I'll be watching that. But definitely we had a breakout of my original buy zone. So we'll see. We have at least one drop level, maybe even another two right here. So perhaps one and another two. So we're not really expecting price to come down too much lower. But, I would still say accumulating in this range would be pretty decent, right? Now, let's just take a look at the Base app quickly, super quickly, what's been going on. Because, guys, right now, Base it's just the way to go. We're looking at liquidity. Really, we're just following liquidity because the marketing is already done for us. We follow liquidity of the tokens that are being made by money, market made. And you can clearly see creator coins. Of course, we're talking about Zora. We had a big talk about Zora recently. So definitely integrated directly into the Base app. And of course, the Base app is like the everything app essentially. So, and that's kind of by Coinbase's comments or, some news anchors and announcements essentially showing Coinbase and Base's app, the Base app and how it's somewhat like the everything app. It's huge stuff. So I'm pretty much anticipating even more movement on Zora. Let's continue on with the Base app, but more of the Base app integration. Of course, we're looking at Banker, and Banker's another one of those that I called recently. I said this was one of my buys. I mentioned Banker, I mentioned Brett, and I mentioned ResearchCoin. So Banker looks like a nice move. Banker is integrated as the AI assistant, okay? And I'm going to show you quickly, in case you're not familiar with Banker, but Banker has been created from this character here, 0x Deployer, and through Farcaster, right? Let's quickly look at Banker, just a quick bit, and ResearchCoin as well. I mentioned ResearchCoin as one of my picks. Now, one of the reasons why ResearchCoin is so big is because CEOs, Brian Armstrong, the team is pretty legit. And yeah, I mean, look, at this point in time, anything that Brian puts his hands on will probably go gold. So this is still in my buy zone. As you can see down here, I do anticipate higher lows here. So I pretty much feel like this is the bottom for now. That's my thought on ResearchCoin. Yeah, sure, anything could happen, but based on the entire chart history, yeah, we've got a higher low there, we've got a bit of a higher low there, we've got a higher low there, and we've got a higher low right here. So my thought is that we are upwards and onwards with this particular app. I wouldn't be looking for any more on ResearchCoin. So quickly back, like Banker looks like it's already out of my buy zone, but maybe it'll dip back in. And of course it could dip lower, which I personally don't think so, but things do happen. ResearchCoin is pretty much still in the buy zone. So I will be accumulating more of that. And let's continue on. As you see right here, we got Brian Armstrong representing as the CEO of Research Hub or ResearchCoin, which is essentially the account. And this looks pretty legit. Like, obviously it looks legit. It's absolutely legit. We can't deny this, right? These two characters here, I read a lot about Patrick Joyce and of course Brian Armstrong. We're quite familiar with this gentleman as well, just from Base, Coinbase, whatever have you. So I wouldn't sleep on this any longer. If you are, ResearchCoin, as you clearly see, CEO Brian Armstrong, and apparently Coinbase says they have no affiliation with this, but of course it's going to be listed on Coinbase because Brian and the team know exactly what they're doing. There's a little bit more about the team. We already dove into this, and especially if you join the live sessions, live Q&As, which I definitely recommend you do. Banker, again, super quickly on Banker. Just a bit of a heads up in case you guys missed it. Banker is going to be integrated with so many different chains. As you see, Polygon even directly supported Banker, and of course they're going to be integrating Solana as well. And that's another thing, we talked about this in one of my recent videos, where Solana and Base, well, Base is building a bridge to Solana. They know they need the Solana liquidity because, Solana liquidity has sucked up a lot of ETH, movement. But that's totally fine. It's full circle. It's interoperability. It's totally fine to see that happen. But the energy comes back through real applications, real DeFi, real institutional adoption. And so therefore, I believe that Ethereum is going to do its thing. It's going to move. It's not the biggest retail token. It's got way more coin. It's got way more utility, way more potential than Solana probably ever will. And that's my comment on that. That's my belief. But, things will change. Things do happen. But I just want to show this quickly about BankrBot again. Banker, look at that chart again. We had those 3 rises, which was a good daily rise. We're probably in for another 2, maybe even 3 daily rises. We'll see another 1 or 2 daily rises, which could take us, another 30 or 60 days or possibly more, right? But that's just a start. But here you see BankrBot, right? They're excited to support BankrBot via our Base ecosystem fund, as you see right there. Our new Base app. Banker is one of the agentic platforms right there integrated. It says it right there. Trading agents. So we're talking about AI agents in the Base app, which is essentially the everything app, social media and all of that. So that's fascinating. Of course, you see Banker posting a comment about that too. And yeah, I would love to dive in a little bit more into this one as well, because there are some other posts where they show some details about this as well. But the other chart is Brett. And now the reason why Brett to me is just so bullish right now is because it has been dropping and declining for months. Like it feels like months since December. Yeah, it's actually been pretty much 11 months or 10 to 11 months of straight down. We had a little move here, but this looks like 3 rise levels to me. 3 daily rise levels, and then we had at least 1 drop, another drop, 2 drops, maybe even 3 drops. So this could just be a retrace. This could be 1 drop and then a retrace between drops and then another drop. So once we get our 2 drops after 3 up moves, I mean, the point is that we could likely be bottoming out. So to me, Brett looks like a win no matter what. So guys, I just want to say thank you again for checking out, checking everything out, always being part of the community. Tap in, show some love, leave some comments. If you need help with navigating the space, if you need help with how to use the platform, how to communicate with other members in the community, or just essentially, how to communicate with me, how to follow everything that we're doing, the courses are right there for you. Everything's right there for you, totally there. And I'm always here for you as well. Much love. Thank you.